There's been some celebration, but also some frustration inside the West Wing behind me over Wall Street reform. The celebration, obviously, because the president's top aides believe this just shows he's racking up major accomplishments on the domestic stage, going back to the beginning of the presidency, the Recovery Act, then on to health care reform. Now, once again, against the odds, he's gotten Wall Street reform, even though many critics, even some in his own party, had said just a few months ago it was going to be extremely difficult to have the biggest overhaul of financial regulation since the Great Depression. The frustration coming, though, because even as they celebrate this victory, White House insiders feel the president's just not getting enough credit for these victories. If you look at many of the public polling right now, the president clearly getting hit pretty hard. They attribute that inside the White House to frustration and anxiety over the financial crisis, the unemployment picture, and they feel the president's just not getting credit for what they say are some major reforms. Adding more transparency, also getting the Volcker rule, making sure that the big banks have to sell off hedge funds, also giving shareholders more power to have a say on corporate governance, on CEO pay, also the creation of this new consumer protection agency that the White House says will definitely help consumers deal with some of these big issues on Wall Street. You've heard the criticism from Republicans, the House Minority Leader John Boehner already saying he plans to fight to repeal this. He says it's an overreach, it's too much regulation that's going to stunt economic growth, make the jobs picture even worse. But Democrats believe those small business tax breaks, as well as the extension of unemployment insurance, be hard for the Republicans to continue to block that in an election year. It's going to be politically unpopular. The economy, this Wall Street reform, the job situation is really going to be front and center in deciding those midterm elections, with both the U.S. House and the U.S. Senate up for grabs, and with it, this president's agenda in the final 2 years of his first term in office. I'm Ed Henry at the White House for CNNMoney.com.